Welcome to the Driven Vancouver Aftermarket Car Show at the Great Canadian Casino in Vancouver, or Coquitlam. This was a one-day only event with over 300 cars, and today I'm going to show you over 40 different modified vehicles that stood out, for better or for worse. So buckle up, and then unbuckle, and let's go for a car walk. Okay, the first car everyone sees is this 75 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. This is a real Cruella de Vil-ass car. Got big ol' spaghetti strainer wheels. And two big bottles of pimp juice in the back. You know, Snoop Dogg would be drooling all over this bone. Part of me loves this, and part of me is like, really? Pimp juice? Is that the time capsule we want to preserve for future generations looking at these cars? Like, we were really into pimp juice. I think eventually all these millennials, including myself, will be in care homes, and instead of crooners, we'll be listening to like Snoop Dogg rapping about cruising down the street in his 6'4", and we'll have little gentle requests at bedtime. We'll be like, I would like a little gin and juice, please, before I go to sleep. AC Cobra kit car. How do I know it's a kit car? Because it's out in public. The other way to know is because there's two roll bars, not just one or none. Can you imagine driving in a real old school Cobra with no roll bar? That would be terrifying, but these cars are so beautiful. I love how this one's been done up all in black. Black on black, looking mighty fine. One of my favorite cars at the show, and yes, I know it's not original, it's a modified car show. Also, nice job wrapping the exhaust. I'm sure somebody stepped out of this car at one point and absolutely seared their calf on this exhaust pipe, and they thought we should probably wrap that so we don't turn everyone's leg into a baseball game footlong hot dog. That's what my legs look like anyway. And let me just say, this car is so shiny. Listen, if you have one of these like rubber or latex fetishes, I think this is the car for you. This car looks like it had a piece of latex just stretched over it. So there you go. I figured it out for you. Just buy this car and wear your suit that is made of latex, and you'll look friggin' hot. And you'll feel hot too, especially with that exhaust there. Nissan GT-R R32. Listen, I have never been a JDM guy, but I've turned around. I've drank the Kool-Aid. I'm into it now. I visited Japan recently, and it all makes sense. These cars are so understated, but so beautifully built, and I think this is a great example. Two-door coupe, the distinctive four taillights in the back. It's just a clean, cool example of what these cars were and can become. I think this one was a sneaky little standout at the show, so shout out to this Nissan GT-R R32. Oh boy, okay, so we got a 993 Porsche 911 RWB, and this one's name is Elrod. This is an LS3 swapped vehicle. This is a really famous Vancouver car, so if you're into cars in Vancouver, you've probably heard of this thing. It is the John Player special livery that makes it look so cool, I think. It's made famous by the Lotus team in Formula One, and this car is dailied in Vancouver. That's right, driven on the daily. That's what being dailied means, and I think that on its own is really, really awesome. These RWB body kits are extremely polarizing. You know, they're just so wide, and this wing is enormous. However, I think when you take the whole car in together, as a whole, it looks kind of perfect. I would never be into a huge wing like this, but I think when you consider the proportions, it looks pretty good. I'm into it. Tell me in the comments, what do you think of this RWB Elrod? And this is where the car show started to take a bit of a turn towards the kooky. This is a Hiachi van, obviously imported. Lots of look at that lower lip. It's looking angry. I love the stance, love the wheels. Hey, throwing a 69 on your vehicle, you know this van fucks, you know what I mean? In terms of the livery, it kind of looks like Saved by the Bell threw up all over it, but that can be a good thing if you're into that sort of thing. So, bodacious, big, I'm into it. Would I drive it? I couldn't possibly drive this. I wouldn't want people looking at me like this. Chrysler 300C, but this thing has been touched all over in a good way. I love this view from the side. It looks like a beetle or a grasshopper sort of unhinging its shell and getting its wings out. That's what drew me to it. Otherwise, it's over the top, you know? It's a little too color matchy for me, but obviously a lot of work has been put into this. Having a mirror under your hood so you can see the engine better is pretty horny. I feel like they put the two horny cars next to each other, this Hiace and then this Chrysler, because these owners, they want to fuck their cars. And they want to see themselves doing it. All right, and the hits just keep coming because look at this Jaguar F-Type R. This is a 2019. This thing is bagged, this thing is wrapped, and this thing has booze inside, just open booze. That's right, this is the drinking and driving car. They're into it. They're like, hey, come on in, pour yourself some hard whiskey, neat, because obviously there's no ice in the car, and go for a little rip in your Jaguar. I think this thing is really beautiful. I just can't get over the bar in the car. I think it's just overkill. It's too silly, but beautiful detail on this sort of like on the engine cover here, and it's just a really tastefully done car, except for the most distasteful thing, which is putting booze inside your car like that. Like, come on, what are we doing? At least do something classy like a Monster energy drink. Mazda RX-8. This is clean, the stance is good, and I get to say my favorite word when it comes to automotive terms, louvres. I count 6 louvres. Also, love a car that looks like it's smiling. More smiling cars, please. Oh, be still my heart. Look at this Suzuki Swift 1.3 liter GT. You know, when I first met my wife, she was driving a Geo Metro, and I really took this footage for her because this is such a cool example. Of course, it can be called a Suzuki, a Geo Metro, a Pontiac, but this is a Suzuki in all white with the white wheels. It's looking absolutely snatched. Only a 1.3 liter engine, but hey, you can still turn that around in such a light little car. I like these. I want to get one of these again. I think my wife should get one again, and we should just daily this little guy. So look out for me if you have a Suzuki Swift GT for sale. Please let me know. I'm into it. And now an entry into the scariest vehicle in the show competition. It's a little side competition I set up. This thing is the 1967 Ethos Mustang. It has a 5-liter Coyote engine. Made it to a 6-speed. This thing is bagged. Everything is custom on it. Look at the cage holding the engine in. It feels like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. This thing could live in a Mad Max world, maybe like a scary future one, like a neo-noir future. It's got Batmobile vibes if Batman was a straight hellish psychopath. This is the Batmobile out of hell. When I first saw it, I'm like, there it is. This is my favorite car. I love a black car. I love a scary old Mustang that's been modded out the wazoo. But the more I looked at it, I'm like, a little too far. It's gone a little too far. There's a few too many spikes. I like how deep the wheels are. I mean, you could boil probably, I don't know, 20 liters of water in that thing, and then you could make some more spaghetti and strain it with the Cadillac wheels. I don't know why I always think about pasta and spaghetti with wheels, but that's what's on my mind with these big old deep dishes. Very cool car, one of my favorites. Also kind of frightened me. I like it, and I don't like it. Oh, and what is this over here? That was just a little Toyota Supra. Nothing unusual about this little Toyota Supra Mark IV, but look at these big old drag rubbers on the back. That's a whole lot of rubber on the road. What is going on with this thing? Are you kidding me? Look at how much meat is on that bone. Snoop Dogg would be all over this one. Look at this thing. This thing would lay down. To quote RuPaul, you're born naked and the rest is drag. And here we have a couple of cute little Lexus twinning. They're being scoundrels. Look at them driving on each other. When I see shit like this, it makes me think of Mark Zuckerberg posting photos of himself surfing. It's like, we get it. You got lots of money and you're doing whatever you want with it. Get out of here. This is a 2022, that's a weird way to say it, Subaru BRZ. And that's a correct way to say it because we are in Canada. That's right, Z. This thing is bagged. The front end makes it look like a supercar, even though it's a BRZ. And yeah, I mean, I love the paint on this. I just think this thing looks really cool. It looks like a car from a video game. Like, it almost feels like the styling was like computer generated. I don't know what to say about this thing. I think it's very, very cool. I think it photographs really well. And honestly, I'm just a big Subaru fan, so anything Subaru excites me. As for the phrase on the bumper, no, why do you say that? My opinion is I like this thing, so I guess you don't like that I like it? This thing is like a toxic ex. It bullies you, even though you're like, I love you, baby. Another entry into my scariest car at the show competition. This is a Dodge SRT named Menace. It has scary vibes. I really tried to find this vehicle on Instagram because I've looked up a few of them, and I looked up the word Dodge SRT Menace and I just found a bunch of rough looking Dodges. I think the taste for me is completely off with this one, but the work is super legit. Maybe this one's for you. It's not for me. Too scary. The vibes are giving, tattoo shop in the interior of BC where somebody was like, I'm gonna just live a scary life where I'm angry all the time and I'm a menace. Dodge Magnum. I think this is incredible. It's bagged. It's got that like Mitsubishi style front paint where it goes down from the grill down to the lower lip. I just think this thing looks so good with those enormous wheels. It looks like it's from the animated Batman series. There's just something about the smooth yet very rigid lines. It's like modern brutalism in a car. This person has done such a nice job with this Magnum. I've always thought Magnums were so cool and I've always wanted one, but I don't think they're great cars. But look at all that space. Look at the length. What a cool wagon this is. Check out their Instagram. It's really excellent and it really shows off the car. Some cool photographers have captured it in some really nice ways. With the Thule on the top too, you got so much storage in this thing. Take it to the moon and back. I don't know, you can go anywhere. Except there's all this stuff in the trunk, so you can't really fill it up too much. This is a Ford Mustang convertible, and the license plate says muscle, as well as the trunk. Not into it. It's too much. I don't even know what to say about this thing. This car feels like when you walk into a vape shop that's like really trying too hard, where it's like, hey, no, our vapes are different. They use a different type of battery, and they're smooth in your hand, and they pull really hard. And they're gonna mess you up. I think this is a contender for scariest car, but it's also not scary, it's just kind of cringy. Uh-oh, sorry. Also, I just want to say, even if I don't like your car, I have incredible respect for everyone who brought their car here and does all this stuff, because this takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of vision. It's just, I don't share this vision. So please don't get upset with me if you watch this, owner of this muscle car. Volkswagen Golf GTI Mark 8. I used to work at Volkswagen. This thing used to have the absolute funnest livery. It was in an old school rainbow Apple computer looking thing. It just looked so goofy and silly in a fun way. I like what he's done here, but I think what it was before with that white and the rainbow, it just looked really exceptional and really special, but really cool car. Nice to see it here. 69 Chevrolet Camaro RS Z11 pace car. This is the first of 3 Camaros we're gonna see, and I own a Camaro. I own a 73, so every time I see a Camaro, I'm like, I love these cars. So simple. This is, I guess, a modified car in the sense that it's a pace car, but also it's not. It's just a simple car. I'm really being drawn back to simple cars, so it was really cool to see this. I think the paint looks really great on it. It seems like it's an official pace car, although maybe that is a recreation. Either way, nice looking convertible Camaro. Porsche 997 RWB. That's right, another RWB. Look at those hips. Look at those lips. It's curvy. It looks good. It's clean. I don't know. Are these RWBs getting too much flack for what they're doing? It looks really nice to me. So really cool to see this car here. Very nice. Liberty Walk Toyota Supra. Look at how low to the ground that front lip is. This thing is sweet. Listen, I was in Tokyo and I just stumbled upon the Liberty Walk store. I saw a race car out on the street and I thought, what is this store? And everyone in there was so nice, and I bought a shirt and it felt great. It was a really nice, cool area. I really recommend you check out their Instagram. They're in Tokyo, they're in Kyoto, they're all over, and clearly there's a Liberty Walk vehicle right here in Vancouver, so that was really cool to see. Shout out Liberty Walk. Widebody STI. I had to look this car up on Instagram because I used to be pretty involved in Subaru Instagram with my Forester XT, and yeah, this thing is called Casper. It seems to be a beloved vehicle and I really like it. I think it looks great. This body kit looks awesome. The wheels look good. It's just got that massing that makes it look like it could transform at any point. That's right, I said it. I think this car would make a great Transformer. Let's have more Subarus as Transformers in the films, Michael Bay. Come on, Michael Bay, I know you're watching this. More Subies as Transformers, Michael Bay. Quick update, after recording that audio, I went and looked it up, and sure enough, there has been a Subaru Impreza WRX that was a Transformer named Smokescreen, so that's pretty cool. Okay, steady yourself. This is a 1993 Mazda RX-7. Now, this vehicle has so much aero on it, I'm surprised it can even drive forward. This car looks like, if you've ever gone fishing before, it looks like when you like open the mouth of a salmon or a trout or something, and it's got all those bony kind of like bits down its throat. That's what this looks. It looks like the throat of a deep sea fish. You know how Mario does like bone characters? You know, there's like dry bones, which is a skeletal Koopa Troopa. That's kind of what this is. There's like a bone fish. It's given bone. This is serving bone. I don't like it. Ah, my eyes, it's so bright because we finally got out of the parkade and we're on the roof now looking at this sick Subaru WRX bug eye. I love these bug eyes. It's my favorite generation. This is from Ghost Gang, which seems to be a gang of ghosts somewhere in Alberta, I think. If you watch my other video where I interview the guy with the Subaru Forester, he's got a Ghost Gang sticker on his, but yeah, I just love saying Ghost Gang. Ghost Gang, Ghost Gang. Although this car looks less like a ghost than that Mazda we just looked at, which really looks like some sort of skeletal ghost. I can't stop thinking about it. Do I actually like it? Anyway, I like this for sure. And oh, what is this? Right across the aisle, we have another bug eye. This is a WRX. It's bagged. It's got a wide body. It's looking really nice. It has no louvres, but it does have those cool sort of rally-inspired rear window vents that are circular. Of course, bug eyes, blob eyes, hawk eyes, stink eyes. They all look good, but bug eye, it's my favorite. So these two cars were standouts for me. Mid-90s Acura NSX. This car looked so clean and, dare I say, stock. Was it supposed to be at Driven Auto Show? This is a modified car event. This thing was standing out like a ruby in the sand. I mean, look at this beautiful vehicle. I think it drew a crowd because everyone's like, oh look, here's a car that nobody has messed around with. It's not technically a JDM, being an Acura NSX, but again, the spirit is there, it's alive. This is a really beautiful example, and thank you to the mystery owner, whoever brought this. I mean, bold, and I'm into it. Toyota 86 with the Ghost Gang sticker. Ghost Gang, Ghost Gang. I think this car wins for best presentation. It's just beautiful. It's sweet. I love all the flowers. It kind of reminds me of Last of Us when they're walking through these cities and it's like, huh, a vine has totally taken over that Toyota there. But then there's also all this fun detail like the bedazzled side view mirrors and all this other fun stuff. So yeah, more of this, more presentation. Again, this is a car in drag and I'm all for it. Suzuki Samurai. I want this so bad, but also these things roll over like crazy and you would hurt yourself really bad, but isn't that the cutest little 4x4 you ever did see? Gee whiz. I would buy this and just drive it really slowly around town and never take it off-road. I know, that's the opposite of what you're supposed to do, but seriously, these do roll over really easily, and I wouldn't want to hurt myself. I would just want to sort of enjoy it. Yeah, I'm saying it. I would want this to be a mall crawler. What an adorable Suzuki Samurai. A 2002 Land Rover Defender TD5. This has been taken too far, I'll say it. This looks like somebody who is still doing CrossFit 20 years later took a big shit on the ground. It's way too extreme. I hate it. In fact, I found this car for sale. It is on Facebook Marketplace at the time of editing this video, and let me tell you, they are asking for $195,000 for this thing. I'm not kidding you. You can see it yourself. It has 112,000 kilometers on it. Too much. This has gone too far, too jagged. It looks like you would touch it and cut yourself on it. This doesn't look cool in my opinion, and I love rigs. I love off-road vehicles. Too much. No, no, no. Don't buy this, you fool. You're an absolute freak if you buy this car. And not in a good way, because I love some freaky stuff. Oldsmobile Cutlass in the creamsicle orange and white. I've always loved the front bumpers on these and how the grille sort of extends onto the bumper. I think that looks awesome. Simple engine. I'm into these stickers all over the rear bumper. You know, I've never understood how a car company named Oldsmobile could fail. That was a joke. That's probably the worst name ever for a car company. This one, however, looks great. A Mazda RX-7. You can see the similarity to the Mazda RX-8 we saw before. It even has 6 louvres in the hood. Love a louvre. This car actually won the best Mazda at the show, so congratulations to this car and their owner. Love the pop-up headlights. I think it looks really cool, and that engine is looking all sorts of rotary to me, but I don't know. Do these cars still use rotary engines? You tell me. Is this car still rocking a rotary, or has it totally swapped it out? Beautiful little Mazda 2-door coupe. And finally, we get to the Surrey City Player Impala Lowrider. This car was obviously a crowd favorite. It's one of the coolest cars at the show, no doubt, not just because of all the mirrors underneath of the hood, not just because it's a lowrider, but because of all this really ornate carving on all the chrome. It was just stunning. It must have been hand carved. I think it must have been hand carved, and it was just everywhere. You couldn't stop looking at this thing. It was like going to Europe and going into an old castle and looking at some sort of gilded mirror on the wall, being like, how did they do that back then? Well, how did they do that to the alternator on this Impala? It was stunning. The only thing that made this Impala seem weird was the spare off the back. I mean, is that a joke? Like, it feels like it must have been a joke. Like, we'll just put a shitty spare on the back and make people laugh, because everything else was like immaculate. But overall, a true standout vehicle. Hard to believe this exists in Surrey, so I'm sure you'll see it at a bunch of car shows if you're in the Vancouver Lower Mainland area. I'm just gonna let you watch this a bit more because, you know, you just gotta take this whole thing in, so enjoy. But that wasn't the only lowrider at the event. We also had this Chevy Caprice all popped up. I always think these cars look really funny when they're popped up. It kind of looks like they're on really knobbly little ankles and tiny feet. Like, they're just so fragile down there, and their bodies are really big. It's kind of like when a basketball player is enormous but has really gangly little arms and ankles. This is the Chet Holmgren of vehicles at this car show. So remember earlier when I was like, there are going to be 3 Camaros in this video, and so far we've only had 1, and we're pretty far along. This is the second one. This thing is a shell right now. These guys were so cool and so nice. So I own a 73 Camaro. It looks pretty similar to this. I've got the full bumper. This is the split bumper, but they've touched every piece of this car. They're making it look so nice. They even dropped the rear wheel wells by 2 inches to just give it this really sick look. So cool talking to these guys, and I love this burnt orange color on a Camaro. It is so sweet. I can't wait to see this thing when it all gets assembled. And yeah, they even gave me their card. They're like, you should get in touch when you are ready to paint your car. And I'm like, I can't afford. This is going to be a rattle can job for me, at least to start, unless these YouTube videos really blow up. You know what I'm just saying? Maybe I make a lot of money from these. Laughable idea, but thank you for sticking around this far. Look at this cool Camaro, and look at this 1960s Ford Mustang. This vehicle won the best overall at the show. That's right, out of every car, all 300 of them, this was the best one, and I can see why. It's hard to argue. It looks incredible. The only thing I don't like are those little holes behind the grill, you know, behind the emblem there, but that's just a taste thing. I'm not really a guy who's into holes, you know. I've got a bit of a tryptophobia thing going on, but other than that, it's beautiful, and it's not nearly as scary as the Ethos Mustang downstairs. It looks like it's fast and fun and like hardcore, but it's not like I'm going to haunt your dreams scary. So beautiful Mustang. And the third Camaro, I talked to the owner of this Camaro. He was such a nice guy. Honestly, I don't know if I would have put this in to most videos, but hey, I'm a Camaro guy, so I'm gonna shout out the Camaro people. This is like late 70s, early 80s, it looks like. I preferred the earlier version, the one that I have, where the lines were a little smoother. It was a little less sort of boxy and Trans Am style, obviously, but it's like, it was designed by an Italian designer, supposedly, the early ones, and then it was an American designer for this version here, but it's a really nice example that he's done a great job, so cool Camaro. This is a Mitsubishi Evo 9 wagon. Now, would I have been drawn to this car normally? I'm not sure, but my friend Brendan was there and he's like, you gotta see this Evo wagon. So here it is. I trust his taste. I think this is probably a pretty unique, cool car, and yeah, it looks clean as heck. Also, sorry the footage isn't in slow motion anymore. I accidentally flipped that off. I guess the Camaro got me excited. Another Hiachi Toyota with a Honda Moto Compo alongside of it. What a cool pairing. There was also a really sick Lexus, but I kind of botched the footage there. But this Honda Moto Compo, I mean, like, these are so interesting. These are a folding scooter sold by Honda between 1981 and 1983. It's the smallest scooter that they've ever sold, and the idea was that it would pack up to the size of a suitcase. You would toss it in your bigger Honda, and then you would pull it out, and then you would drive around the city in your Moto Compo. I love that. I just think it's like a perfect representation of what we thought the future was going to be like, and it's kind of that way. There's lots of people who use those weird little like unicycle scooters and stuff, so yeah, cool combo. Shout out to my Subi fam. Here we got a JDM bagged Forester. This thing is just, it's hilarious. It's beautiful. It's covered in hearts and all of this other stuff. And I love the presentation. I really wanted to just show this vehicle because, you know, there's a lot happening in the Subaru community. They're making bold choices. Is the taste for me? Very rarely, but I do think it's fun, and hey, cars should be fun. Let's make cars fun again. We're right near the end here. This is a 93 Impreza WRX STI GC sedan. This is a JDM car. It was built in Japan and shipped over here. I love a red to white paint job. I just think this thing is like really sick. Again, the Instagram for this car is excellent. You get to see it photographed in some beautiful scenarios. Rounding out the end of the video, this is a race car of some sort, and that's all I know about it. I have no idea. Looks sort of fast. And wow, another Subaru And of course, it is a bug eye. This is to finish off our video today. This is Subaru WRX Spec R1, which is a rare Canada-only edition of the WRX. It's always in yellow. This one has obviously been repainted and totally modified, but very cool Subi to end off my experience at the Driven Vancouver Auto Show, or should I say Coquitlam Auto Show. Now, it's time for me to sign off, and thank you all for reaching the end of this video. It means a lot. Drop a like, drop a subscribe, drop a comment. Were you at this car show? What were some of your standouts? Did I get anything wrong in this video? I wouldn't be surprised if I did. So thank you all for watching, and see you at the next car show.